Welcome to this special edition of WCS Game Day, powered by Walker Chevrolet. We are live on the campus of Centennial High School. I'm Darren Jones, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director, and I've got with me Mr. Tate Matthews, Dr. Jeremy Qualls. Let me tell you, fellas, no matter what happens, this is always a big game. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter. But when you talk about the region implications tonight, let's face it, winners in, losers out. It makes a big difference, right, gentlemen?
Let me tell you something what you better do. You better have your seatbelt on today, DJ, because we got the three Musketeers up here together for the first time ever. It's going to be a good one. I take that back. The last time we were on the stage together was at last year's Battle of the Franklin.
That's correct.
At the Rebellion. And if you remember that, who won that game? The Rebellion won that game. However, Coach Kreisky, Tate, is coming in 2-1 in this game.
2-1 in this game, and I believe they're both here on the home field. And you were talking about the three of us being up here together. Man, I feel like I'm 14 years old turning on TBS.
Don't leave me hanging, man.
Nature Boy, Ole and Arn and Tully with J.J. Dillon, baby. That's what I feel like tonight. I'm fired up. The Battle of Franklin. When Donnie Webb and Mike Kreisky come up here, there's been broken tables. There's no telling what's going to happen tonight at the Battle of Franklin.
I got to say this real quick. This is the best show being streamed, being live on radio, regardless of what station and who's doing it. The best show right here in WCS.
And by the way, this.
Hey, by the way,
they brought it.
I met with those guys earlier in the week, and let me tell you, you showed out. Let's make sure we can hear you all night.
Best show coming at you live tonight from CU. I love it.
No streaming
necessary. Hey, we've got the GOAT. We got the GOAT in the house. We got the helmet.
We might drop some dimes tonight. It's on. Nobody is off limits tonight, my friend.
Is this coming in live in Centerville?
If it's not, it should be.
If you got the rabbit ears pointing in the right direction, you might get it.
This might take all night. We got to get going.
All right, gentlemen, we got to get going. So let's start here. Tonight, obviously, one of the biggest games in WCS here at the Battle of Franklin. Here's some history for you, a history lesson, so to speak. Not exactly a gem, but maybe. The first 15 games in this rivalry, the Battle of Franklin, was won by the Rebels, 15-0. But I'm going to tell you, the tide has turned a little bit, okay? Centennial High School has won 3 out of the last 4, 4 out of the last 7. Franklin High School coming off that big win over McGavock, 38-20. Josh Nickel back in at quarterback. Guy Lipscomb has been the guy, no pun intended. 11 carries, 168 yards last week. Dr. Qualls, do the Rebels need a big night from Guy Lipscomb to have a chance to win the Battle of Franklin?
Absolutely. You got Nichols going back to quarterback. They made the change. Since the change, 65 total points have been scored, Tater. Dr. Defense has turned into Dr. Offense in the last 2 games. Lipscomb doing what's necessary for the team. He's had 11 carries, like you said, 168, 2 touchdowns. He's got to have a big night. Nichols needs to be maintenance man tonight. Got to maintain. Let's not turn the ball over. Ball security, Tate, I think you'll agree with this. And Sue, who plays the better defense?
I agree 100%, and they're going to need a big night from Guy because on the other side, they got Mr. Smith, Desmond Smith. He's one of the most explosive guys. Hey, and if they give him a seam, he's gone. I don't think there's anybody on the Franklin side. But y'all remember Thunder and Lightning, Smash and Dash?
Yes, of course.
We talked about Guy Lipscomb going back to running back. There's another guy, and you're a fan favorite, Dr. Joins, or Coach Joins. You're not a doctor
No,
yet.
not smart enough.
That plays running back for Franklin. You know who I'm talking about?
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Grayson Bruce.
Hey,
Smash and Dash, baby. I think you're going to see a 1-2. Now, we got Dash and Dash on the Centennial side. Desmond Smith was out last week, so what did? We gave the ball to a young man named Josh Forsey, see what he could do. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Well, let's talk about this, Tate. Centennial really playing well on the defensive side of the ball. After giving up 45 points in that 45-14 loss to Independence, the last 3 games totally different. Tate, Coach Kreisky and the defense are leading the charge for this much-improved Cougar team. Agree?
Without a doubt, playing better. They were young when they started the season, and they keep getting better. You know, you're not if you were a sophomore at the beginning of the year, you're not a sophomore anymore. If you're a junior, you're not a junior anymore. And we got to remember, we always talk about Dr. Defense. Well, Coach Kreisky's a defensive coach too.
No
and
doubt.
Who did he play for in high school?
Mentor versus the pupil.
The doctor of defense. So, Coach Kreisky has got his hand on it. I think it's going to come down to the line of scrimmage. I know that's cliche, but in this game it really will. Can Centennial get them off the field? If Franklin has long drives, not going to be good. If they can get them in 3 and outs, got more opportunities to give it to Mr. Smith.
Dr. Qualls, let me ask you this. Where is the heart of Dr. Lee Webb tonight, by the way? Who's she rooting for?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, she bleeds Columbia blue. She's going to be pulling for CU. Obviously, she's got to go home to the Rebellion. It's going to be interesting for her. She's going to play it close to the cuff, I'd say.
Watch the go, Tate. Watch the go.
I always look at this way when I go to pick these games. I look at the stars. Are they aligning? Let me tell you what I've seen in the last 2 weeks. I've seen Tony Kemp hit a home run in person at Wrigley Field. I've seen Tyrell Dotson. I've seen prime-time Deion Sanders with my own 2 eyes this week. That tells me, are the stars aligning? If Desmond Smith gets the ball quite a few times tonight, it's trouble.
We'll find out your pick here shortly. Now, let's move on. We'll talk about this game again more later. Page at Summit, some would argue one of the biggest games in WCS tonight. Page, 31-14 winners over Giles County last week. Got the pep back in the step, Tate, with that big game. You can't talk about Page without talking about Bubba Johnson, Mr. Miles Bond, Cade Walker on the defensive side of the ball, Van Landingham, Nolan Henry. What do you think, Tate?
I think they're playing really well, and you're right, it is a huge game because it's for first place in the region. So Page already has a win over Shelbyville. If they could get one over Summit, now they're really in the driver's seat. So you're right, you mentioned Cade Walker. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the WCS. Everybody's got good quarterbacks. Bubba Johnson is back. He's slimmed down a little bit. And he's
not
average.
as Bubba as he used to be.
He's not. Well, yeah. He's just faster Bubba, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He's not Bubba. But he's got 9 touchdowns. But the guy that I think is the big target is Miles Bond.
He's chomping at the bit down there. Look, he's chomping at the bit.
Y'all need to pump the brakes for just a second.
You know he's got a love affair with Summit.
I'm going to pull this out right now. Could
you're
quite
picking already?
possibly be the number 1 team right now, hottest team in the mid-state, definitely the hottest team on 5A. The Twins, Wade brothers. I'm telling you right now, we saw him in person last week, on his feet, picking them apart. Eric Coleman, I'm just telling you, the kid is throwing the ball very well. And if he's throwing the ball, that means they're deadly. Let me tell you who they're not having in the game right now, too. G.O.'s not even playing. And they're still
back tonight,
Popcorn City and folks.
Wait a second. Let me
I didn't say
let me
Popcorn
say
City.
this. You mentioned this, Dr. Qualls. We were on the sidelines last week. Almost got kicked off because of, we're not going to name.
Well, hey, was he yelling, wheel route, wheel route?
Let me tell you this. That ball Destin Wade throws looks a little bit different than some other ones I've seen.
So let me draw it up for you, son. We had a wide out. He runs a post route as we're going to the strong side. He rolls out across his body, throws it. We're standing here watching it going that way, and I'm thinking, that's not even close. Where is he throwing it? On the money, in stride, give him 6. Summit, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I'm not going to even, spoiler alert, whatever you want to say. Summit rolls.
All right, let's move on. Another big game, Brentwood and Independence. Now,
Woo!
Dr. Qualls, this determines first place, right, in the region. Can you believe we're saying that right now?
It's unbelievable. If, let's play hypothetical for just a moment, Coach Joins. If Independence beats Brentwood, that sets up the showdown with Ravenwood and Independence in week 9. Week 9 to be a 3-way tie for Region 6A. This game is huge for both teams tonight. If Brentwood wins it, baby, they're in the driver's seat. It's not so fast on that, though. The Blade Runner and the boys, they're playing awful well.
Tate, talk about Cade Granzow, what he means to that team.
I saw him up close and personal. 1, he's bigger than I thought he was. 2, he's got great control of the game. He manages them, he gets them in and out very well.
We got to hold the goat here.
We know about the touchdowns. He had 13 touchdowns going into last week's game against CPA. He got 2 more. Here's what's impressive. They're spreading you out, and when they need 3, 4, 2, 1 yards, they go no backs. They get him out of the box. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, and he's always falling forward. I don't know how you get him off the field, but the thing I was most impressed with was he made no mistakes, no panic, and that was a tight ball game. He's a heck of a player.
Dr. Qualls, Independence on a 5-game winning streak. Obviously, you talk about the offense. You talk about Ethan Cash. You talk about Chase Bishop. Dr. Qualls, that defense is really underrated, and I would argue the reason they're playing so well.
Well, if you go back to the year that they win the state championship, that was the piece, right? They were going to be a track meet. Everybody thought they were going to stop folks, but behind that team on the defensive side of the ball, they were really good. If Independence has a good defense, they're the team you better look out for because their offense is going to always be behind big arm, cash, money. You can book it, but I want to say something about what Tate said. Cade, people forget what kind of athlete he is. Trivia, where's he going to school?
Well, right now he's committed to Auburn to play baseball.
That's correct. It's going to show what kind of athlete this guy is. I think a lot of people underrate Caden Grants now about what kind of athlete this guy is. He spreads you out. He kills you with the legs. You pack it in, he can throw it.
Well, but the other thing, too, is everybody talks about Cash's arm. He can run it, too. And he's running for he's getting about 9-10 rushes a game for about 75 yards, 1-2 touchdowns a game. Their stats are eerily similar. But here's what I want to know. CPA, Brentwood has had 2 really physical games in a row in Ravenwood and Brentwood. Independence really had to battle to come back against a physical Hendersonville team. I'm not so sure this game doesn't come down to who's the least banged up.
Let's move on. Another big game. Region implications. Fairview 4-2, 2-0 in the league versus Camden. Last year, that game 21-14. Fairview comes out on top, decides the region. They get a win tonight. 4 straight region titles probably going to the Yellow Jackets.
I think without a doubt, and I think they will get that. We talk about the big threes all the time. All of these schools got their big 3. Well, they got their big 3. Anakin King, he's no longer a newcomer.
Skywalker.
Anakin
Skywalker
King. Garrett Wooten, no longer a newcomer. A guy that everybody's name, we all ought to know, Logan Nardozzi. What a great football name. Coach Will blowing the Camden. What are they anyways? The Camden what? Tigers?
Lions.
The Camden Lions are in trouble tonight.
Dr. Qualls, let's move on. Nolensville versus Tullahoma. Tullahoma won this game last year 30-20. It's a much different Nolensville team this year. 5-0, playing really well, ranked number 5 in the state. I still say, Dr. Qualls, they're sort of unknown, and I can't figure out why.
Well, Coach Jones, if you're looking for time and trying to save some time, I look at the script, I look next 2 games, here's your time to make it up. Somebody give me a popcorn box. This one's over. This one is over. Nolensville right now playing really good football. C.J. Ware, Miami of Ohio, commit, playing that linebacker, coming off the edge, Tater. He's giving some serious trouble to the opposing quarterbacks. Hey, Ryan Gallardi's playing great. You know that. Everybody knows the household name of Tim Kutras, but what you don't know is on the defensive side of the ball. He reminds me of Michael Burdick, Tate. He's playing really good on both sides. Samson Johnson, newcomer of the year side.
Our boy, Samson Johnson, Tate.
Samson Johnson, the streak was broken. The freshman did not get a touchdown for the first time all year. But let me tell you something. Hey, what region?
Maybe 2 tonight.
Hey, that's a great stat, man.
What region is Nolensville in?
4-4A.
All right, well, here's a little nugget for you. Nolensville and Tullahoma are entering tonight's game tied for the best record in 4-4A. Well, let me tell you something. After tonight, John Olive, head coach of Tullahoma, he's going to go home with still the best mustache in 4-4A, but he won't have the best record in 4-4A anymore. Ryder Gallardi, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Man.
The Knight defense, Pauly D, 2 shutouts on the year. The Knights, hey, boys, the Knights could be talking about 7-0 after tonight.
Listen, Tate, listen. Tim Kutras, we talk about him all the time. Tommy K thinks so. He might be in the talk for Mr. Football. What do you think, Tate?
I think without a doubt. I mean, if he can continue the second half the way he has. He mentioned Michael Burdick, but he's a bigger version of Michael Burdick.
I don't disagree with you, but it's awful tough on that defensive side. You got to have a lot of pick six. You start talking about Michael Burdick. Look at the year that guy had. Not only did he do it pick six-wise, he did it on returns, and he did it on receptions. I'm not taking away from him. I hope Tim Kutras is a finalist. It's just a little bit more difficult if you're having a good side on defensive ball. But as long as our man Tommy K is pulling for him, he's got a shot.
Final game. Ravenwood at Dixon County. Bless Dixon County.
Check your watch.
Ravenwood is rested. Ravenwood is hungry. I know it's homecoming. It's homecoming for Dixon County. I don't know who's coming home for that one, but I think that one's over pretty quick tonight, Tate.
You said it all. Bless their hearts.
Coach Murphy, come on, man. You got 9 games to pick.
Palace did it.
You got 9 games to pick. Why would you pick that game?
Hoping they bring a big crowd?
that game's over before we finish game day.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hey, we got to take a break right here. We're going to talk with the coaches when we come back. All right, CU. CU, you've been great all night. If you would, give a warm welcome to the head coach of the Franklin Rebels, Mr. Donnie Webb. Give him a hand. Don't break anything, Coach. Don't break anything.
Coach, it's gone off the rails. It's pandemonium.
Coach Webb, 8th year at Franklin High School, 3-4 in this game. Pretty special game to be a part of no matter what. When you're talking about the region implications tonight, I'm sure it makes it even bigger.
Oh, yes, sir. This is an awesome atmosphere. I give them, these kids are awesome. They're a little better over there, and we're just excited to play here, and it's going to be an awesome.
Tate.
All right, Coach. This game it's throw out the records. I think you said it in the paper earlier in the week, and it's been that way the past 4, 5, 6 years. Playoff seeding, Battle of Franklin, playmakers on both sides. You all put up your biggest offensive output last night. So what do you think some keys to the game tonight are?
Bottom line, we got to tackle. We got to tackle number 2. If we tackle 2, put the game where they have to throw it more than run it, we're going to be just fine.
Coach Webb, we talked about it earlier this week. I know you challenged that defense this week, right?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we had to tackle that little dummy ring a lot this week because you can't tackle people anymore. And so we're going to try tonight to tackle people and get after them.
And you had to go inside a little bit too, didn't you? Or did you? Or at
It's
least take a break.
A little sweaty, but we're going to be just fine. It's a great night for them.
Dr.
I
Qualls,
can't hear you!
you better hurry up. He's going to break something.
Y'all ready to go?
Dr. Defense, I'm going to let you go, brother. You got it going. Good luck tonight, man.
Good luck, Coach.
Love y'all.
Good
Let's
luck.
kick this thing off.
To quote the Wolfman, Coach Webb on game day never disappoints.
Never disappoints.
Never disappoints. He didn't break anything this year.
CU, welcome. Your head coach, Mr. Matt Kreisky.
What's going on, guys? Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, Coach Kreisky's ready.
Coach Kreisky,
Yes, sir.
did they bring the juice tonight or what?
They're bringing the juice. We need you to bring it for 4 quarters, baby. Let's go!
Coach Kreisky, you probably have no chance of hearing me here, but this is your 4th year at Centennial High School. 2-1 in this very special game. The Rebels broke that 3-game winning streak last year, but tonight you guys are looking to start another streak.
Yes, sir. Desmond Smith will be back at tailback, so we're really excited. We're going to count on our guys up front to get it done tonight. We're excited. The guys are ready to go.
Talk about that defense, Coach. Much improved after that 45-14 loss at Independence.
Yes, sir. We went back and went back to some basics and really broke some things down and got some things fixed. Past 3 games, guys have been playing well. We expect another big night from our defense tonight.
Well, Coach Kreisky, I'm a little bit more seasoned, and I'm not going to bring up the 14-45 loss, whatever it was. But I'm going to ask you a question.
Hey, I'm
He's
trying to
friends
get
with John Wild. That's why he
When you
asked questions
close
like
that door tonight and you walk in there and you say one thing to these guys, we know the importance, we know the implications. What are you going to say?
We need our young men to play with grit for 4 quarters. It's been one of our key words all off season. They got to have grit tonight and have that courage for all 4 quarters to win this game tonight.
Tate.
Coach Kreisky, both these guys are basketball guys. You notice neither one of them talked anything about special teams. I think the game's going to come down to special teams.
You're right.
If they kick the ball to Kevin Townsville tonight, you going to be happy?
He's taking it to the house. Taking it to the house.
Tate, he gone.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Thank
See
you,
you.
guys.
Give it up for your head
Appreciate it.
coach, Mr. Matt Kreisky. Love it.
Brought the juice.
We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to this special edition of Game Day, Battle of Franklin 2019. We've got some special guest pickers on the stage with us, but before we get to that, we want to thank Walker Chevrolet here in Franklin, Tennessee for making this possible. The folks at Street Tuxedo for outfitting us. Spring Tree Media, Adidas, Matthews Team Sports. Now, representing Franklin High School, and I know CU, you'll do a good job of making him feel welcome, is a legend at Franklin High School, Mr. Jay Johnson. Welcome him, CU. And Dr. Qualls, Dr. Qualls, you're down there chomping at the bit.
You want to talk
our
about a
other
legend?
guest.
I'm sitting by one right here. The CU legend, number 25, part thunder and lightning, Tyrell Dotson.
Tyrell, welcome back, and thank you for coming out. You got a busy weekend, right? Tell us about it.
So we played the Titans Sunday. And,
Who's we? Who's we?
The Bills. But today, Centennial Cougars are winning
Oh,
tonight.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Centennial Cougars are
Y'all
winning
hear that,
tonight.
CU? Coach Johnson, I mean, you're a legend at Franklin, but come on, man, that's tough to top.
I can't compare to the guy sitting down here to my right.
Oh, stop it.
All right, listen, I want to say this, too, before we get to Pick'ems. Many thanks to Mr. McKinney and the media students at Centennial High School. Thank you so much. Dr. Qualls, Mr. CTE, I know you're proud of those media students and what they do for game day.
Second to none. Anywhere in the state, southeast United States, it does not matter. And I fully believe that. I've never seen anybody top them. WCS, TV and film media crews, better than anybody.
We got the CTE director on the set, and we can't get a drone out here. I think we need
Come
a
on,
drone.
Dr. Qualls.
We need a drone next one.
Well, I'll tell you where it's at right now. It's currently in Gallatin. It's filming the Gallatin Green Wave tonight. I hope it makes its way back over here because, you know, we need some drone footage. But
Why is it in Gallatin?
because it's just
Wait,
we were checking in on all our fans. We are so popular in Gallatin that we send a drone autonomously from Franklin High School every week to Gallatin to make sure ears aren't bleeding. It drops cotton balls from it.
all right, let's do it. Let's get to Pick'ems. Our favorite part of the show. Tyrell, I know you're ready. Here we go. Week 7, we'll start off. Big region implications. The winner tonight's probably going to win that region. Page 4-1 overall, 1-0 in the league. At Summit, 6-0, also 1-0. Summit favored by 8 points. So we'll start with you, Coach Johnson. You can tell us who's going to win. If you want to say they're going to cover, that's up to you. Coach, who you got? Page at Summit.
Well, I think Summit stays hot. They're at home. Page will keep it close, but Summit wins.
Tate, who you got? Page at Summit.
The line's 8.
The line's 8.
This is for first place in the region. Now I'm telling you,
The pundits.
Summit's going to win.
I feel like you got some props.
But get ready. Get ready. No, he took my prop. Get ready. It's going to be different than you think. Summit's going to win by more than 8, but it isn't going to be because of the Wade you think. They got a surprise for him. They got a surprise for him, and we might be seeing the other Wade back there in the Wild Kitty, and they're going to get a heavy dose of Keaton Wade. But they still win by 10.
Tyrell, who you got? Page at Summit.
I'm going with Summit. I mean, every time I get on the internet and social media, I hear about Summit High School, so I'm going with Summit tonight.
Everybody's going Summit so far, Dr. Qualls.
Undefeated. Nothing changes. Old Sparty rolls tonight and covers.
Get that tag off that shirt.
No, I want to make sure everybody sees it. It's from Adidas, man.
That's right.
Adidas picks and Dr. Qualls picks Old Sparty tonight.
No doubt. Next game, Brentwood at Independence, another big region contest. Brentwood comes in 2-0 in the league at Independence. 2-0 in the league. Brentwood favored by 3 on the road. What say you, Coach Johnson?
This is where I'm going to go out on a limb. Brentwood has the hangover from Ravenwood. Indy upsets them.
I like
Wow,
it, Coach Johnson.
going
I like
Indy.
it.
Well, Independence has a little bit of a hangover. They had to come back, 34 down in the fourth quarter, the second half.
24-14.
24-14.
It sounded good, though.
It sounded better, and had to go to overtime. I think they're having a little bit of a hangover. This one's tough, man. This one's really tough because I think they're both beat up. But I think Cade Granzow is the difference. I'm going with Coach Crawford and the Brentwood Bruins, but I think this is very close.
Tyrell Dotson, CU alumni, Buffalo Bills
Hey,
Who you got in this game?
How awesome is it that we actually have some talent on the stage with us?
No doubt about
Hey,
it.
you got talent.
No.
Talent.
Tyrell, now there's two of us. Go ahead, Tyrell. Who you got?
Hey, so Indy knocked us out of the semifinals when I was playing, so I'm going Brentwood by 40.
I love the justification. I love it.
I
love it.
Dr. Qualls.
But I'm going to
by
tell
40.
you something. What I tell these guys: pump the brakes on that right there, Tyrell Dotson, Blade Runner, and the boys behind the arm of Big Cash Money. Independence wins this one in a stunner.
Wow. Two picks for Independence. All right, game number 3, another big region game. Fairview at Camden. This determined the region champion last year. Fairview at Camden, 21-14 last year. Fairview wins tonight. It'll be 4 straight region championships, more than likely. Jay Johnson, who you got in that game?
Coach Hughes and Fairview, they keep it rolling. They win again.
Can't go against Coach Hughes, Coach Johnson says.
Let me tell you something. Camden plays over in that west quadrant where Bobby Sharp country, where all they do is run the wing tee, double tights and smokestack. I was talking to Coach Will Blow, the head coach. I said, Coach, do you have your nickel defense ready? He said, what's the nickel defense? Garrett Wooten, Anakin King, they're sitting on the sideline by the third quarter eating popcorn. Popcorn City, Fairview Yellow Jackets.
Tyrell Dotson, who you got?
Hey, Coach Johnson, this might be the one thing we agree on tonight. Fairview with the win tonight.
Well, first off, Tater doesn't know his geography. Lewis County is nowhere near close Camden. Camden's on the other side of the Tennessee River. Okay, let's get that straight. Number 1. Number 2, Fairview wins this game, but it's the closest it's been in a long time. It's going to come down literally probably to a possession. Coach Hughes owns that region, and nothing changes tonight. But, man, he's going to have to earn his paycheck tonight.
Next up, Nolensville. Somebody earlier said they're going to 7-0. They're actually 5-0 right now, 2-0 in the league versus Tullahoma. It seems like Nolensville's had a home game every week. They're favored by 11.
Double digits.
They're favored by 11. Coach Johnson, who you got? Nolensville versus Tullahoma.
Well, Coach Jones just said when Nolensville rolls into Franklin in week 9,
That's right, 9.
They're going to be undefeated when they play Franklin. I think he's right. They win tonight.
Little preview right there for you,
I like
Tate.
that. That was a gym. Jay's
It
gym.
was. Jay's gym. That's it.
Nolensville gets the win. Samson Johnson does not get a touchdown tonight because I think this one's very tight. They beat Coach Olive in the stash, but it's by 3, but the Knights get the win.
Oh,
Tyrell, who you got?
Hey, Nolensville staying undefeated tonight. I'm going Nolensville.
Tommy K, if you're going to this game tonight to get some stats on the future potential Mr. Football finalist Tim Kuchers, you better get there in the first half because the second half, he's sitting down. Popcorn City, no low.
Ravenwood at Dixon County. Now, look, this isn't going to be a surprise.
This
We
is-
all know Ravenwood's going to win.
Look at
Here's
the
the
spread.
question. The spread is 43. Now, my man Tate earlier this week said they cover in the first half. They cover in the first half. Coach Johnson, you admit you're picking Ravenwood.
Absolutely.
Are they covering that 43 points?
No, I think it'll be closer than that, maybe 42.
Let me tell you
Coach
something. Y'all
Johnson
know
has
my
Ravenwood
friend.
by
What's
42.
the line? 43?
43.
Y'all know my friend Brian Garcia. If he was on the lake in the first half, he'd be getting on his 40-foot Donzi. Bow, 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 bow. He's got the boat going Boat Race City before halftime.
Double
wish we had
fake
some
reverse. First play of the game, double fake
That was all
reverse.
summer long by Kid Rock. by
Andrew
the way.
Mason, 80 yards to the house.
Tyrell, do they
Hey.
cover? Do they cover?
Hey, listen, I've never seen these two teams play, but by the spread, I'm going Ravenwood.
Are they covering 43?
They don't. I'll tell you why.
63.
Because
63.
I'm going to tell you why they don't cover. They get the win, but I'll tell you why they don't cover. Bullet Bob over there, Winston, has a big goal line stop with 2 seconds to go with the freshman on the field. Ravenwood wins by 42.
Wow. Upset of the night right there. All right, it's time. Our final game of the night. It's Battle of Franklin. Huge region implications. Coach Johnson,
Yeah, go
the
Cougars!
Rebels, coming in at 2-4, 0-2 in the league. Centennial 3-3, 1-2 in the league. Make no bones about it. Whoever wins the night will be in the playoffs. Coach Johnson, who do you have? I think I know, and why?
A couple weeks ago, Franklin found a little something they were missing. It shows again tonight. They play well. Franklin wins it.
Now we're going to skip you, Tate. We're going to get to you here in a second. Tyrell Dotson, I got a feeling you're going to be picking Centennial. I want you to tell me why you're going to be going with the Cougars.
Hey, hold on. Before
Tell
you
why.
pick,
What, Tate?
he went to A&M. They were maroon and white.
Oh, I don't want to hear that
That's
now.
true. That's
Hey,
true.
Listen. Franklin High School has always been a little brother, and it's going to stay that way tonight.
Wow.
Little brother.
Tyrell calling out the Rebels.
Wait, I got to respond to that. How long did it take y'all to beat us? How many years?
I wasn't even born yet, like he said.
Who do you have in the Battle of Franklin?
Throw the records out. Desmond Smith might be the most explosive player in 11 AAA, but Dr. Defense made a switch last week. They are no longer one-dimensional on offense. They can now pass the ball and run the ball.
Uh-oh.
I'm going with the Franklin.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Tate Matthews going with the Rebels. Dr. Qualls.
Let me clear my throat real quick.
Dr. Qualls, you have the final word. Let's listen, see you.
I've got this fine hat. Somebody gave it to me from the Franklin Rebel bookstore. The Rebellion had one of the best game days we've ever had last year. But let me tell you what just happened to me 2 weeks ago. I'm up in Wrigley. My man calls me tonight. He's on his way in. He gets pushed back on his flight a little bit. T-Dots is in the house. Kempin ain't easy. I saw it with my own two eyes. I saw him hit a home run. Everything is aligned tonight. CU is going back to the playoffs.
Dr. Qualls, the jury has spoken. He's going with CU. Huge thank you again to Walker Chevrolet, Street Tuxedo, Springtree Media, Adidas, and Matthews Team Sports. I'm your co-host, Darren Joins. I'd like to thank our special guests, Jay Johnson, Tyrell Dodson. Also, my co-hosts, Tate Matthews and Jeremy Qualls. We'll see you next time for WCS Game Day.